This is how I made 90% shorting the QQQ. Holy shit, it just rejected. I think this is some data because this is moving crazy. That could have been like a 2-to-1 right there. The risk reward is about a 2-to-1 here. I've seen this multiple times and I just had to enter it here. If I see candles starting to break down, then yes, I will take it. Yeah, I think I gotta take it here. Hey guys, it's Will. Welcome to the channel. I'm a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. And if you guys are interested, you guys can join along with me. It's the next month now, and I did take 2 trades, and I'm gonna show you guys right now. And I'm gonna just take off this privacy filter real quick. And we are down less than $1. We are down 91 cents. My trade win percentage is 33.3%. My profit factor is 0.99, which means that I haven't been profitable. If I was at least one, then yes, I would have been profitable, or I'll just be break even. And day win percentage is 50%. Average win to loss is 1.97%. I only traded 2 days this week. I traded the Thursday and the Friday. Let's break it down right now. Damn, I kind of missed my entry right here. I was doing something and I just didn't even realize that it just went down. I could have just played this rejection, but I might get in still. I might risk a little bit more than I want to, but the risk reward is right here. It's about a 2-to-1, no, or a 3-to-1. I'm trying to see the contracts real quick. Yeah, I usually go to the 30-minute charts just trying to see the bigger picture of the market, so I'm zooming out. It's rejecting these levels, but I'm a bit far from my risk. It's about like 70 cents, but it can just happen. I can just reduce my size and lose the same amount if I take it. I can lose more than 30%. Yeah, I'm gonna take it right here. I just gotta try it. I can lose probably 40-50%, but the risk reward is there. I can't just wait for it. This is normally what I don't do, but I just reduced my size, so it still makes the same amount. I'm gonna draw this short position right here. I did risk about 75 cents, more than I want to, but it is about a 3-to-1 if it hits my target. But I don't really think it will go that far. I don't know, is this an intuition? I don't think it will go that far. So because the rejection is not as A+ as I want, because we're still in an uptrend. Normally don't like doing live trades because it is very emotional. Even though it's not a lot of size, it's a normal size for me. So even when I increase my size, it's still gonna be like scary. Usually every time I take a trade, it's scary. So it's working so far. But I still feel like there's gotta be a bounce. I could have taken it pretty early, but sometimes it just happens and you just gotta be in the trade when it's ready. If the risk to reward is there, you gotta take it. You can still break down all the way to the 602 on the SPY and the 525 on the QQQ. But it keeps holding this VWAP over here, so I'm not quite sure. It's looking really strong right now. It could just retest and then fall back down, but it is looking pretty strong right now. If you look at the QQQ, it looks like an uptrend, and also the Nasdaq. But the ES and the SPY is like on a downtrend, so it's a bit tricky. 30%. See, it's 30%. I'm only down $20, so it's not bad. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get out here. Yeah, I just got out. I'm not sure if I should wait it because these are still in the supply zones, but it's still far away. Holy shit, it just rejected. This is why I don't like getting out early. It's because sometimes it does this. I think this is some data because this is moving crazy. That could have been like a 2-to-1 right there, but I don't know. My entry wasn't that great, so I'm not really sure. That's the reason why I don't like having hard stops, because sometimes that can happen. It just wicks back down. Even though I can risk a bit more, this is what can happen. But I did not read it properly. I was thinking about my P&L, and that's why I probably lost. And also my entry wasn't that great, so it made more sense to get out. I can always just re-enter, but I don't know, it's a bit too late now. This is a Thursday trade, the one that you guys just saw. It was 37% larger than I wanted to, right? But I did reduce my size, and you can see that it's only $26. Usually I risk around 20 to 30 bucks, and it's not even that bad. It's because I reduced my size just a tiny bit, because I knew that I was giving a bit more risk and the reward was valid, so it made sense to reduce my risk. So it did end up going further down. It did actually not retest the 525 like I was thinking about. Did not retest the 602 and did not touch these demand zones, which I did believe, because I just felt like this move wasn't really that strong. We were still in an uptrend, and I just didn't think we'll go that far. So 2-to-1 would have been fine. My target probably would have been these lows right here, or this low. It's probably because that would be at least a 2-to-1, and then I'll be getting out. But it's very hard to tell if I'll be doing anything good because my entry wasn't that great. It was around here, so it's hard to say if it was gonna be a 2-to-1. But when the volume is crazy like this, then yes, it could be a 2-to-1 because the candles are moving quickly, which that's when options are the greatest. That's when options give you the most value, when the move goes crazy. I don't know if I should get in here. This is more than I want to risk like yesterday. This is like about 70 cents again. Yeah, this is a bit too much. I'm gonna reduce my size again. I'm only thinking about taking this is because the SPY and the ES are just got above demand zone and it just retested it. So it seems like it's valid, but I did risk a bit more than I want to. So I'm gonna reduce my size. It's working, but the only problem right here is the NASDAQ supply right here. If it breaks, then we should be good, but I don't know if it's gonna break. It looks like it's just retesting this 531 on the QQQ, and then it could break back up. The SPY is doing well. It did a retest and it's going back up, but the QQQ is not really following. It's not really doing the same thing. It seems strong, but still, we're still under the NASDAQ supply. We see that the ES and the SPY has made a higher high, but the QQQ and the NASDAQ is still pretty weak. I could have maybe just got the SPY, but I got the QQQ. The risk would have actually been more valid, but it's because the SPY right now, I have a zone on it, and I don't really want to give it that far, so that's why I took the QQQ. I don't know, it looks like it could do a retest here. It's already been like 15 minutes and it's still staying above this 531. It looks like it's still building. Yeah, this candle right here doesn't seem that good. It should have just been breaking up. Yeah, it might be right here where it breaks 37%. That is crazy. But still under 30 bucks. Still not losing a ton because I reduced my size. But yeah, 45%. I gotta get out here. Yeah, it's just too weak. Could short this, but nah, it's too early and we're still above demand on the SPY and the ES. I actually might take a trade here because there was data that just came out at 10. This candle, big candle, this wick down. I didn't take it off right away because it's retesting right now. But again, it's still a bit more than I want to risk. It's still like 70 cents. The risk reward is about a 2-to-1 here. I've seen this multiple times and I just had to enter it here if it starts showing rejections. If I see candles starting to break down, then yes, I will take it. It broke the demand zones on the QQQ and the SPY. So now it's retesting the level. It might take a little longer to retest. That'll be better because of my entry will be better. Yeah, I think I gotta take it here. Yep. It's like $1 risk, but I gotta take it. The risk reward is about a 2-to-1, so it's valid. I'm expecting it to go all the way to the demand zone on the SPY and the ES. But then that will mean it will have to break the QQ demand and break the NASDAQ demand. And then probably test the 50 SMA on the NASDAQ. But is that likely? Possibly, but I don't know how long it will take. It can take a while. My target for now will just be the 525. Could potentially just wick off this lower here again and then just get back up. But I gotta trust the process. I'm not gonna be using a stop loss for this one, and I'll show you why if I win. But we'll see. 47%. It's working. 60%. See, if I had a stop loss, I would just got it right there. But it still has room to go lower. Still has room to go lower because the 525 is down here. Now I'm thinking about getting out, but I might just wait a little longer for it to get closer to the 525, and then I'll get out. Trying to see where it can hold. That's why I always go back to 30-minute time frame, and then I switch back. See, it can just wick off this NASDAQ level, and then I might just troll again, but you know, I still believe it can go lower. Okay, it's working a bit more. I'm about to get out just a tiny bit lower. I could be making the same mistake I did the other week and the past couple weeks. Okay, right there. Okay, yeah, I think I should get it right here. That's actually pretty good, almost 100%. Yeah, that was a good trade right there. That was a good trade. Pretty happy with that. That was about a 90% trade. It is about a 2-to-1. If you look at the one I just lost, it is about a 2-to-1. I still believe it will go to the 602 level on the SPY and potentially break down further on the QQQ. But if I have more contracts, then I'll probably maybe hold a few runners. But this is a really good trade right here, so I don't want to hold way too long. And this could potentially bounce right here. And if it does, this is why I got out. Yep. It is bouncing. It's a pretty strong bounce. All right, this is the 2 trades that I took. You can see the first trade was a 48% loss and the second trade was a 93% win. So if you do the math, it's about a 2-to-1. This 90% is usually a 3-to-1 if I didn't risk a lot more than I should. It's kind of interesting to note that I can risk a bit more, but if the risk reward is there, then it's valid. So it's something I got to play with, but that's just an idea for now. All right, so this is the trade that I just took. I'm going to break it down in the trading view. This is a bit more clear. I want to show you guys what really happened. And you can see the final result is that it actually did go to the 602 demand that I was talking about. It went to the ES demand here, and it did touch the NASDAQ 50 SMA like I was telling you, and it did go lower. It's just me thinking that the demand and supply zones gets respected, so that's why I think it will go there. Doesn't mean like I'm a guru, I know everything. It just, that's what should happen because it's either gonna touch either zones. Sometimes it can just be in the middle of the zone and then just get bought back somewhere else, but this was most likely what's gonna happen. But you can't tell when it will go there. It can go there in a couple minutes, or it'll take like an hour or 2 hours or the end of day to actually get to that point. So I didn't want to risk that much, and if I had more contracts, then yeah, I couldn't have runners, but did not want to take that risk. You can see I got out around here on the QQQ, and this will be this area on the SPY. It took like 40 minutes to like just keep going slowly, and then it got back up here, retested it again, and you could have shorted again, could have shorted and get back to this demand zone. So I could have won twice, but I not gonna do that again. Don't want to risk more when I already got a good trade. Maybe the play was to trade the SPY, is because my trade wouldn't be that bad if I just traded off the 606 level and I didn't give it the 607. That's why I didn't want to trade the SPY 607. If I did take it, I would have been making a lot more. I probably would have got like a 4-to-1, 3-to-1, something like that. So here's my recap of today. I did try taking a long off this level right here. Once it broke, retested and long, but as you see, it failed back down, so I lost that trade. All the markets were breaking up, breaking up, breaking up, but the thing that fell, the thing that made the market go down lower, was because of this supply zone. One market can just make everything lower. Imagine I didn't even look at the NASDAQ. Imagine I didn't look at this ES. I could look for this break, retest, and long, and then wonder why it never actually works. But I do, because other markets play a big role of my strategy as well. So that's why I had to respect these levels. But I did not respect the level. The retest wasn't that great. That's probably why I did not win the trade. And then the second trade, after news came out, which was around just at 10 o'clock, it broke down like crazy. I was thinking of taking this short right here, but we were still above the demand zones right here, so I can't just take it right away. This is because I can just hold up and just be choppy, and then once it broke down, could take this retest again, but it is too risky. I like to wait for the retest of my levels and then take it. So it did slowly start retesting my level right here, but my risk was a bit more than I wanted to. I like to risk at least 50 cents. 50 cents would be this level right here. It did basically go up to that 50 cents. I don't really like shorting when the candles are green, is because it can just keep going up further. I like to show at least red candles starts to reject, and then I take it. It started sliding up slowly and retesting this level right here, and then I decided to take it. More risk than I wanted to, but the risk to reward is still valid. If I take this short position tool, probably around here, risking about 70 cents, and take it to this level, bring it down here, it shows a 3-to-1. No, actually I got it right here. Yeah, so it would have been about like a 2-to-1. So the risk reward is valid. I would have liked it to be about right here, 50 cents. So it would have been about a 3-to-1, which that's a lot better. But sometimes things happen. If I just waited too long for the retest to happen, wait exactly for my A+ setup, wait exactly for the 50 cents or whatever, then I would have missed the trade. I tried it up here, risked a bit more, but the retest wasn't that great. But what's the difference between this retest and this retest right here? The first trade was a retest long, the second trade was a retest short. If I go up closer, zoom in, it had one candle here, a good candle right there, so that's a break. You can see that this candle right here was just too aggressive. It was too up and down, and it wasn't that great. I rather want like a big break, a slow retest, and then go back up. This right here is a pretty aggressive, and I don't really like it, and also the risk is a lot more than I wanted to. Plus this right here, this NASDAQ level was in supply zone, but I still took it. But that is part of the trading. You're gonna take trades, you're gonna make mistakes. That's part of the game. You're not always gonna win. You're gonna win, you're gonna lose. You can see here, this was more of a proper break right down here. It went all the way down to 526.50, so that's about a $2 range. That's more of a bigger break, bigger candles, and then a retest. Me in the past probably would have chased that. A lot of people would actually chase this candle because they're starting to go down really aggressively, and they'll take that. But once it starts going back on your face, starts going back up, they start seeing this green candle, they'll get out 100%. This is what I used to do. I used to chase this candle. I saw a break. I'm like, okay, this is my strategy. I started going down pretty quickly, retested, started going down quickly. I'll take it. I'll make 20%, 30% quickly. And then once it starts going back up, it starts being red on my screen, I'll be like, I'll get out right here. And then it goes back down. And then I'm like, I should have just stayed in the trade. But then it's too late. Sometimes maybe I would chase it. Maybe I would have got in the middle of this candle and then I'll hold longer and probably maybe not even sell at this candle because I don't have proper risk to reward. Wouldn't respect the demand zones. It'll start to go green. Maybe I will sell them, but I wouldn't have maximized my profits. And then it could probably just go up higher. Maybe I'll hold longer, but then it goes red and I lose the trade again. So in my past weeks, I did have trouble selling at my profit target. And I was thinking about maybe I should just put a hard stop, a hard profit target, and then I'll just get out right away because I was having trouble selling. But it was probably because of my mindset. I was just having too much things in my head, so I didn't get out. If you guys saw earlier, 60% will probably be around here. This would have been around 526.20. I was able to go down lower around 525.50. That's about a 70-cent difference. And that is probably a 30% extra amount that I won. I don't like hard stops because options are different. When the volume is going crazy, when the volume is just going up and down really quickly, it's making big candle drops and then maybe going up a lot, then the volume is a lot better. It makes you get a lot more money. Also, the chart is on a random zone. This zone is not a zone. Here is the actual zone. These are the demand zones. I shouldn't be getting out on random zones. That is why I have to play the level. When it gets to my level, that's when I actually sell. Whatever the target is, that is my profit. If it's like 40%, 20%, then yes, my risk to reward was wrong and I should have gotten out. But all I'm saying is that I had to play the charts. I can't just play my P&L. I can't just play 2 to 1, 3 to 1. Risk to reward is always king, but I had to play the charts because that's what matters. I had to respect the levels, and that's what's gonna keep me in the long run, and I can milk the profits more. This was the trade yesterday, right? I did get faked though here, but I was playing off my P&L. It obviously broke it, but I could have held it longer because my risk to reward was not good. But if you read the charts, they're all rejecting the supply zone still. SPY is rejecting, the ES is rejecting, and the Nasdaq is still rejecting. So I could have just stayed in the trade. Even though I'm risking a bit more, I know that all the markets are rejecting, so I could have stayed in the trade, but I was thinking about my P&L. If I just stuck to the charts and just trusted the charts, then I could have won in that trade. This is why you had to read the charts. This is why you had to focus only on the charts and not your P&L. Focus on process over profits. So that's my week recap. I lost $1, basically a break even. It is a lot better than my last week and my overall January week because I won trades and I also lost trades, but my risk reward was there. My psychology was better. I was almost losing hope because the Friday trade right here, I lost the first trade and then I was like, I could just be all red again this week, but then I found that second entry and I basically went back to break even. So I'm happy about that. And what I like to say is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying consistent, keep staying disciplined, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.